What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the FTN Bets World Cup Betting Preview. We're in Group C. My name's Zach Graham, a.k.a. Kawaisenberg DFS, still alongside my good buddy Stefano Vaccarino at Big Money Play on Twitter. Steph, we're through two groups here, and now I think we have another really entertaining group in Group C. You've got Argentina, you've got Mexico, you've got Poland, then you've got the Saudis, who I think are probably one of the biggest dogs in terms of the 8 underdogs in all these groups. I don't think there's much of a chance for them, but maybe you see things differently. Maybe not. Outside of them, how do you see Group C shaking out?
Hammer Saudi Arabia plus 100,000 in the World Cup. No, I think Saudi Arabia is the worst team in the World Cup. No disrespect to them. It's a huge achievement just to qualify for the World Cup.
I'll disrespect them. Yeah, you guys suck.
They're happy to be there. I don't see them being a threat to advance. Then you really have to ask let's actually start with Argentina, right? Argentina is the clear chalk to win this group. I don't think there's a path for Mexico or Poland to win this group. So I think we have a clear first place, clear last place, and what happens between Mexico and Poland. I'm actually a bit down on this Polish side. I don't think they're as good as many people do. They obviously have a star player in Robert Lewandowski, who is incredible. He's also aging, and even though he's scoring a ton of goals for Barcelona is also not as good as probably have been, right? And I think part of that might be because maybe Robert Lewandowski has lost a slight step. I cringe when I say that because he is one of the best strikers in the world and maybe arguably of all time, and he's certainly capable of dominating any game or in this entire group. But I have it: Argentina, Mexico, Poland, Saudi Arabia. I know there's some issues with this Mexican side. A lot of people don't love who was selected to the squad. They also did not have a great round of qualifying. That said, Mexico usually holds their own in major tournaments. This is a really good team. So I do think Argentina and Mexico advance. And Argentina, the second favorite to win this World Cup, Messi's potentially last World Cup. I do think they are a side that can absolutely win this tournament. That's not like a hot take, but like a lot of the times where you have these chalk favorites, you're like, well, they're like chalk, but like they're probably not going to win. It's always tough for a South American side to win in Europe. It's probably even harder to win in the Middle East. So this is kind of a new experience, I would say. But this team is incredibly talented. This is probably the most well-rounded Argentina team we've seen in a while. They're attacking three of Messi, Di Maria, and I can never pronounce his name, but the Interstar Lenaro Martinez. I always butcher his first name. They're playing together better than Argentina played with Sergio Aguero, Messi, and Di Maria. This is a legitimately top team.
Yeah, we've talked about on the previous groups, like some of these groups will have some disagreements. Not here in Group C. It's Argentina for me, and then Mexico second as well. And I think you get some good value if you're looking, to say maybe Mexico pulls the upset. You're going to probably get better value on them over a team like Poland. So I don't think I have too much else to add from what you just said in terms of who's going to advance out of this group. But in terms of players to watch, like I think one is Robert Lewandowski. You already mentioned him, but if he is in form and he puts up like a vintage performance in the group, maybe they do get out of this group. Maybe they do even threaten to take down Group C. Again, I think that's kind of a long shot. The guy I really want to focus on here in terms of a player to watch, Steph, is Chucky Lozano for Mexico, right? Like there's a lot of turmoil in this Mexican national team, and that's kind of been going on since qualifying. Like obviously I won't say they struggled through that, but this is a program that is used to being on top of that CONCACAF qualifying group, and they were not, right? And neither were the U.S. Like we'll talk about Canada here in a minute, but Lozano, he's in his prime. He's playing great for Napoli, and I think I won't say maybe as he goes, like this team goes, like kind of in the Lewandowski style, but I think the play of Lozano is really going to dictate whether or not they threaten to win this group and maybe steal a point from Argentina or maybe even upset them. We'll have to see. And me being so close to Mexico, there's a lot of Mexican national team fans down here in the Austin FC fan base and Texas in general. So I've got a little bit of a soft spot for our CONCACAF friends there. But how are you, if you're looking for a player to watch, is it Lewandowski? Is it somebody from that Mexican side? Or where are you looking here?
Well, before I get into my very obvious player to watch answer,
Okay.
I want to like, is it a hot take to say Lozano is a world-class player? I would say it's not. I mean,
No,
I don't know if people see what, like, if you're not following Serie A, Napoli is just steamrolling everywhere.
Blazing through.
And he's a big reason why. He is an incredible player, and certainly a player to watch. I'm going to pick the chalk answer, and that's Leo Messi, right? This is probably the last World Cup we're going to see for arguably the greatest player of all time. That's a huge statement. It's, you know, a part of me. I've always been a Ronaldo over a Messi guy. I don't know why. I just don't like Barcelona. But a part of me wants to see Messi finally come through. And so he's my player to watch. It'll be fun to just see Messi one last time in the World Cup.
I agree. And Steph, I'm excited because it may be his last World Cup. Rumor is he's coming stateside next year and playing for Inter Miami. So Inter Miami just came through my neck of the woods last year. Got to see Gonzalo Higuain. I wish they were coming back. Hopefully they're on our away schedule. Maybe I'll make a trip down to Miami. But yeah, I'm with you there. Like, you know, it may be obvious, but you made the point, right? This is probably our last time to see Messi, certainly at this type of level, right, in the World Cup. So I like that. And if we get into our favorite bets here, I'll take the lead. If you're going to eat chalk, give me Argentina minus 220 over there on FanDuel Sportsbook. Again, if you're just looking to eat some chalk and cheer for a favorite, like, I think this is the one to me where the odds aren't crazy low enough where it's just like there's no value there. Messi's in good form. It's a well-balanced roster, like you said. So give me Argentina just to win the group.
And I've got two maybe more long shot Argentina bets where I like Argentina to reach the semifinals at plus 175 on Caesars. They have a pretty straightforward path, assuming France win their group and Denmark don't win their group. Argentina gets Denmark. I forgot who the next team they would play is. And then they would get Brazil in the semifinals. So there's actually a pretty clear path to Argentina if the favorites win to get to the semifinals. And I think you'll like this one too. On DraftKings Sportsbook, you can do a Group C straight forecast, basically predicting who's in first, who's in second.
Oh, okay.
Argentina first, Mexico second, plus 225 on DraftKings.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
I love that. That's a great find. So if you want to tail us, you can head over ftnbets.com/World Cup. That's going to be all of our World Cup betting content. If you're not a member, you can sign up and get a free 3-day trial of FTN Bets, and you can use the FTN Bets prop shop. So again, if you want to tail some of these bets that we're giving out on these videos, or you have some of your own, you find the best odds around the industry using that FTN prop shop. So ftnbets.com/World Cup. That'll do it for Group C. We'll be back with the Group D preview here shortly as the FTN Bets World Cup betting preview rolls on.